Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the One of Us podcast. We're so excited that you're here with us today because today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be ranking, and what better to rank than hangouts, friendships, getting together, things to do with other people, with community, with fellowship. So we're excited. It's going to be fun.
Let's jump to it. Wait. You guys want to break it off with your drinks?
Too late. I already knocked mine open. Boom.
I've been waiting for far too long to open this. I don't know if that translated well, but
It did. It sounded really good. It was a crispy open.
Anyways, guys, so this is the tier maker. We're going to rank the hangouts one by one. S being every single time that we go and have this type of hangout, they're always fun, intentional, and you get to meet new people. And F being like it's usually never fun. You hardly have deep interactions with people and you never really meet new people. So are you guys ready to do this?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, by order. The first one is going to an arcade like Dave & Buster's, maybe Chuck E. Cheese if you're on the younger side.
I feel like it's a C.
I was going to say hands down Chuck E. Cheese is an S tier.
I agree with Tati when she said C earlier, just because it's like 50-50. Sometimes it's really fun, but sometimes it's kind of whack.
And I think it depends on how many people you have in the group. If it's a smaller group, I would give it a B, but if it's a bigger group, probably C.
That's true because you have to split up and you don't really get to talk with everyone because there's not games with like a ton of people.
All right, we're gonna go with C right here. Boom. All right, next one is going to the beach with some friends.
I would rank that pretty high, no?
I would say A tier. That's some A tier material right there. I feel like most of the time it's always relaxing and fun because it kind of has everything for everybody, right? It's like if you just want to relax and chill, you can chill at the beach and talk to the other people who are trying to chill. But if you're a little adventurous, you can go out for a swim, maybe find some rocks to jump off of, right?
I'll say S.
Vic, you're crazy. That's an A tier.
I say S just because when I think of like our hangouts when we used to do it, we would always end the night by also gathering around and doing like worship together. Sometimes people would bring their Bibles, we would do studies, there's always talking. I feel like there's so much to do. That's why I would say S. I think it'd be fun.
I feel like it's A tier. I wouldn't say S.
Look, I know this is our first impasse, but I will say I do think S tier is a little too high.
Okay, fine. Put it in A.
Okay, this next one guaranteed has to be S tier. It's having a Bible study.
I definitely think that's S tier.
Put it in S tier.
You can invite new people. You can have fun, like do icebreakers. You can get deep and read the word together.
All right, the next one you guys might find fun, especially Victoria and Crystal, but the next one is actually starting a book club.
Yes.
I'm going to say C tier, because if you choose a lame book, then you have to read through it with everyone. And some people hate reading.
Never have I read a lame book.
I'm going to say B.
I would agree with B because here's the thing. I feel like C is too low.
I'm going to give us this starting now. Every person, you know how like when you watch Americans Got Talent or whatever, and everyone has a golden buzzer? I'm going to give everyone one golden buzzer to just override everyone's decision and pick whatever ranking you want, okay?
Let me explain to you, Juan, what a book club is. You start it with people that like to read. Once you do that, you actually get to know new people. Vic and I are in a book club. We're getting to know new people. It's super fun. Right now, they're actually at Barnes & Noble hanging out. You can make hangouts out of it. After you finish a book, we're all texting and like what's going on or what next book we want to read is. And it's a really like bonding experience. And it's genuinely fun. The chat is on fire. The chat is chatting. It's hilarious.
Tati, your takes? You were a hard D. I was like a C, but you were like a hard D.
I just don't find it fun. Everyone like reads in different speeds, then you gotta wait for people. Everyone, as adulting, we have different schedules, so.
Meet us at C. Come on, guys.
Okay, fine.
Yay. All right, C it is.
But it's an A in my heart.
Next one, I think most of us can agree that it's not that great, but the next one is bowling.
F.
I would actually say F too. It's like never fun.
I hate bowling.
Bowling's kind of cheesy.
That's funny. One of my friends at church loves bowling, and I went with him a couple weeks ago.
It can be fun. It can be fun. I think it's a D because it's not never fun.
I'll say D. I'll go by D. Vic, are you willing to concede?
D.
All right, Vic, you got outvoted 3-1. We're gonna do this by democracy, okay? If the majority gets one, if we're 50-50. We'll figure it out from there. All right, so the next one, I think everyone can enjoy, depending if you're kind of a morning person, but it's actually going to brunch with friends.
I put that A. I like going to brunch after church.
I would say A.
You know, I'd say A too, because I think after church, that's like a 10 out of 10, going to get some food. All right, the next one I think is going to be pretty high, but it's actually going camping with friends.
A.
I'm going to say straight S tier.
I want to say S. It's really fun.
It's
Okay, look,
S.
look.
Put that up
It's
in
kind of
S.
the same thing as the beach, except you stay there for a couple days.
I think the only thing is the beach is just there for a day, so everyone's kind of like a day mentality, but I feel like sometimes those getaway trips, people tend to be more intentional and they open up more. Because I think of our camping trips and Journey, where when you get to just unplug, I don't know, there's something great about it. So I'd say S.
I feel like, okay, my question is, because I feel like we're talking about two different things. Because when I think of camping, I think going to the woods and being intense.
Tati's more like glamping. I'd say just camping in general. If you're a glamp team, that's cool too. Because look, my form of camping, as long as there is a functioning toilet, I'm down. But if there is none, then I'm also down. But I'm team more glamp than camp.
Okay, let's just say this is glam/camp. If it's glam/camp, then I'll say it's us.
Thank you so much. I knew we can convince you. All right, so the next one is going to get some coffee with some friends.
I'll say B.
I love doing this, but I rated a B.
I agree with the B.
Some coffee shops have more than just tea and coffee.
They also have great ambiance. I'm not going to lie, studying at a coffee shop.
Let's do B.
All right, the second one is going to a concert.
The highest I would do is a B.
Okay, I'm team A.
I'm going to say C.
Oh my gosh.
Just because, hear me out. If it's like a worship, I love worship. But honestly, I'm sitting there and I'm worshiping. I'm not really engaging. Like, I might lean over and be like, wow, a good song or stuff. But I'm not really taking the time to be intentional with the people around me because I'm kind of just focused on worshiping the Lord.
I love concerts, so I want to say A, but I think it's a B for general purposes.
All right, we'll go with the B. That's pretty good. You know, I think that's right. Most of the time, it's really fun, but I would actually say it's A. Okay, the next one is going and cooking together.
I hate cooking. So this one is like an F.
I'll give it a C. It's 50-50, depends on who you cook with.
I can roll with this one. I just don't. I'll sit and talk to you while you cook, but I don't want to cook.
It doesn't inspire me.
I like cooking, but I think C is a good one.
All right, the next one is going on a friendcation cruise.
S
Oh,
tier.
freaking S, baby.
All right, S tier, just because you're like it's like you encapsulated camping and going to the beach, but you're stuck now on a floating hotel.
And there's so many activities for you guys to do together, which is really cool. Put the cruising S.
All right, the next image, it's a little dark, but it is going dancing with friends.
I like that. It's fun.
I would say depending on the venue. So I would give this a 50-50. Like, I remember in college, we tried to go dancing, and the only place to go dancing was at like some bar in the middle of town. I just remember we went and we just like stuck out like a sore thumb. So we started dancing. We didn't really know how to, I guess, we're trying to be modest. All right, guys, we're trying to be modest. So we decided to formulate our own dances, right? So we kind of had like the bless you, right? This was like Vic's favorite, bless you. And then we had the rapture, right? We're like getting raptured.
The baptism.
Tati knows. So I would say it depends where you go, but for me, it's if you're going to like places where you're like celebrating people, right? Like a wedding, someone's birthday, 10 out of 10. So I would say this B. This is like some B tier level right here.
Here's my thing with this. When I think of dancing, I think of what you just said, Juan, like either at weddings or like having a dance party, like after you've just done a Bible study or whatever it is that you're doing, where you just put on music and you just start dancing with your friends. That's S tier in my head. But if you're saying it's like going to a place that maybe, you know what I mean, the type of dancing is a little bit different, then I get that. But I think dancing, our dance parties are so fun.
When I think of the dancing, I don't really think of us going places rather than being at a house and just having a dance party. And if that's the standard, then I would say I'm like 50-50 between A, B.
I think it's B tier because you don't really get to meet new people doing that though.
Well, if you invite people over to like a Bible study and then you just start dancing afterwards, which is what we've done plenty of times, or like a worship thing and then you dance.
Let's do B.
All right, B tier sounds great for me.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, actually, it's kind of funny because we've talked about this before, but it's actually doing an escape room with your friends.
I think that's an A. I think it's funny because what I like that we do is that we split up into 2 different teams and then do 2 different escape rooms and kind of compete.
A.
For those of you who don't know, on one of my birthdays, we did like Crystal coordinated this guys versus girls escape room, and for some reason, us guys, we just didn't get past the second room, so we ended up losing. And the girls somehow they finished in the last second, but I think Crystal can explain that one further.
I think that's my most proud moment in my life. Like, if someone were to interview me right now and ask, when were you the most proud of yourself? It was that day. Because when Juan says it was the last second, that's no exaggeration. It was the last second. We had to put like this, like, statue in this like hole on the other side of the room, and then we would have escaped. Literally, I kid you not, there was 1 second left, and I grab the statue, I fly over like 3 people, and when I say fly, I mean literally fly. I just jumped over them. I sacrificed my body for this game, and then I just went and landed it in the hole, and we escaped literally with 0 time to spare, and I destroyed myself.
All right, the next one is actually one I saw online a lot. Some people tend to do together. I guess it can kind of go in hand with shopping, but it's more so you and your friends going to either a craft store or a farmer's market, kind of like a venue of a store.
I'm torn between a C and a D.
I say it's a C because it depends. Like sometimes I go to these stores or a farmer's market, and it's either overpriced or it's kind of like a hot day and everyone's just trying to run through it.
And I think it depends. Like if it was a food truck event, I could be like, oh, a lot more because, you grab food, you sit down, you talk, you mingle. But farmer's market, you're kind of just like grazing through, and the stuff usually is overpriced. So it's not like you can really like get anything.
It's like window shopping.
Yeah.
All right, C it is. All right, the next one, I don't know if you guys ever done this, but it's going fishing.
I just feel like it doesn't sound fun because it sounds like you're just sitting there waiting until you get a fish. And I'm pretty sure it's rewarding. I think for people who like that, like nature outdoorsy things, like maybe Duckland, that would be great.
Sorry, any fishermen, if you're offended. Alrighty, the next one is having a game night.
I love game nights. I feel like they've always been 10 out of 10s. Put it in S.
I would say S, yeah. Everyone likes a good game night.
Game nights are fun, and you can invite new people.
All right, game night, S tier. All right, the next one is going with your friends on a hot summer day, getting some ice cream.
I love doing this stuff.
I think this is better because it's not like you sit down for a long time. So I would say this is a solid A tier.
Yeah, because what I like to do is like we'll get ice cream and then we go outside and start walking, talking, and eating our ice cream.
I like it. I can agree with A. I think A is a good one for ice cream.
I feel like the ones here on out might be a little more extreme, I feel. But anyways, the first one that we're going to do right now is going to do go-karts.
F.
What the?
Tati, don't even lie. You'd put that in F too.
I was gonna say deer.
Deer.
D tier because
I was gonna say deer.
D tier. I don't think I would personally have fun doing that.
I think it's fun. I just think it's a little pricey, and it's also kind of like a solo sport. Even if you show up together, it's like you're doing it by yourself.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, like you are racing against them, but I don't feel like it's more of a competitive thing. It's not a, you know what I mean, getting to know people on a deeper level.
All right, so D it is. The next one is going to the gym with some friends.
S.
Gym with friends?
Yes, it's so much fun.
It can't be S. We can put it up there. It cannot be S. It's the same with what's that arcade place that we said? Dave and Buster. It's fun, but with a small group of people. And not necessarily new people. Like, it's good if you're going for, like, another, like, 1 or 2 other people. But other than that, you can't be rotating 5 people on the same machine.
I will give this an F.
Whoa.
What?
Vic.
It's not... Okay, let me explain my logic to you. Crystal, even though I have had fun with you at the gym, we goof around. We don't do anything.
All right, I'm just going to have to do this. I'm going to use my golden buzzer right now and put this straight to S tier. All right, just like I want to tell you guys to go to, the next one is going on a hike.
I like that.
I'd say C.
I would say like A or B.
A. I would say A.
I think it's fun because you can also pack a little picnic so you can all hike together, you can chit chat, enjoy the silence.
Okay, we'll just put this in A. The next one is going to a different country with friends.
Oh, S.
I would say S tier just because I think even just for yourself, traveling is really fun.
I think you definitely have to know who you're inviting. You need the good vibes.
All right, the next one is having a karaoke night.
That's fun.
I'm gonna say straight C because I'm not talented at singing, but I also know it's kind of funny to make fun of yourself.
But that's what makes it funny, yeah.
I'll say C. I've never done it, but I can just imagine that it would still be fun even to just like listen and watch people, and then you can come back, you laugh, you talk about it.
I feel like my answer to all of these has been I like it. I'm okay with all of these. I know we're ranking them S to F.
All right, the next one is going to a fancy dinner. I think B because I think getting dressed up and going with your friends, like it's like pretty cool because it shows that everyone cares about the moment. My only downside is probably not budget friendly. I don't know if you guys experience this too, but sometimes when I go to a fancy place, they have weird food, and I don't know if my taste buds have been so accustomed to like canes and pizza that when I try something that I can't even pronounce, it just tastes horrible.
Oh, except I will say, when we went to that little steakhouse in Tahoe, that was some of the best freaking blue cheese steak I've ever had.
Ew, you like blue cheese?
Juan, the way that they did it, delicious.
Fancy dinner, we said A.
No, not A.
Oh, we didn't? What did we say? B?
B.
Okay. All right. The next one is doing a marathon together.
S tier.
Absolutely not.
I'm going to say D tier.
That's definitely F.
That is not an F.
All right, Crystal. Unfortunately, unless you use your golden buzzer, this is a D because it's a majority so far. The next one is going to watch a movie with friends.
I'll say C. I like it and it's fun, and especially like if we go out to eat afterwards or something, and if it's a funny movie, then you can talk about it, you can laugh about it, all this stuff. But there's not a whole lot of engagement.
I miss when we used to do our Marvel thing. Like every single time that Marvel came out with a new movie, we would always like completely book the entire movie theater.
That, or when we would do movies on Tuesday for $5, those were really fun moments.
I think it's C. I understand. Like, it could be fun if you're an avid movie enjoyer, but I think kind of to Vic's point, it's fun when it's a big group, but it can't be as intentional when it's smaller. C it is. All right. The next one's actually kind of like it. It's actually watching a movie marathon with friends. It could be a movie marathon or it could be watching a show with friends.
I'll say I could do A or B. I could be convinced either way. Let's do B.
Okay, the next one
Yeah.
is going in an urban plunge with friends, which it kind of basically means it's imagine camping, but instead you get like an Airbnb in a city you've never been to, and you kind of do a lot of urban-y things.
That sounds fun. I'd say like an A.
I'd say A.
I'm good with that.
I'd say A because like if you like a new city, like if you go to a new city, maybe it has a lot of history and you're like learning and they're like doing all this stuff. So I think honestly an A is pretty good.
I would say A because you're still going with a group of people. You're going out. You're experiencing something new. You're staying in the same place. I would say A.
All right, the next one is going to a museum or learning something new with friends. I'd say honestly, I like learning, and I would say B though. I'm not really inclined.
I would say B too.
Can we meet in the middle and do A?
Sure. I think A is a reasonable one. All right, the next one I think a lot of us can agree with, but it's actually taking the time to be creative with your friends. So writing a song, doing poetry, doing something arts and crafts. If it was up to me, this would be
That's
an
like a
S tier.
D.
D? Did you say D?
I think a B.
So what, like scrapbooking, going to like Color Me Mine?
This is more like being creative thought process wise.
Yeah, I think because we've never done it, it's hard for me to say. I've written song with friends before, so for me that was kind of like B.
A B experience. We have S, B, and D. This is the most divisive one. Crystal, it's up to you.
I will go with a B.
It's looking like a B, guys.
Because I agree with you. It's interesting, creative, gets your mind going. I think it would be awkward if you just invited someone to, hey, want to just write poetry with me? Vic would never attend that event if I threw it.
I was about to say, I would not come, honestly.
So that's my only reasoning, but I think it's a good idea and more people should do it.
The next one is scheduling yourself to do an intramural with friends, like kickball, soccer, softball.
I can do a B if you do it with friends or people that you know or want to get to know. So I'll say B.
I'm only saying B though because sometimes every time you join an intramural, it feels like the day that you're playing, you have to do 1,000 things on.
I'm good with B.
Okay, the next
Yep.
one is going to a painting and a socializing event. So some of them are called like Picasso and wine, Picasso and cheese. It's where you basically are in a Bob Ross style painting class and there's a bunch of snacks. Sometimes they put something in the background like music and you do that with friends.
That sounds like a B.
You know, honestly, I would say an A. Every time I do, it's actually really fun.
I will say, if you're taking it seriously, though, it's kind of like, I guess, Vic's perception of the gym in the sense of like, you're really concentrating on what you're doing.
So are you more team B or team A?
I'm kind of in the middle of that. I could vibe with a B.
All right, the next one is going to be doing a photo shoot with friends or going somewhere to take really nice photos together.
That's fun.
I would say this is between an S and an A for me.
It's an A for me.
I'd only say that because I don't like getting dressed so much because it involves a lot of work. But I feel like the end result is always like really, you have great memories.
It's a good thing to always look back at and be like, oh, we did this.
Okay, this next one actually I found on a lot of group hangouts. I actually think we should do this one day. Maybe we can even do this as a podcast, but it's you have a PowerPoint party.
Okay, I have actually wanted to do this.
For those of you who don't know, it's basically you and a group of friends agree to give each other like school presentations. You make a PowerPoint on anything you want to present to your friends. And it could be about yourself, something you're passionate about. Based off this, it would be between a B and an A.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think maybe like a B. I will say I've never done it. I have also wanted to do that, but Jackbox has one, and that one is really hard. I did not like it. It stressed me out because someone else has to basically make the presentation for you, so you don't even know what you're presenting.
I don't know, I think it's really fun. I've seen people do it all over and they just have a bunch of really good laughs. Could be A or B for me.
Let's do B.
B it is. Only because there's some schoolwork involved. The next one is going to a park with friends. Planning a picnic or hanging out at an open park.
I'm going to say S.
I would say it's an A tier. It's nothing really that fun, but I think it's cool meeting up with friends.
But it's fun. You can like bring games, you can chat, you can walk around the park. It's outside, it's nice. You can take photos outside, you can read the word outside. Just being at a park in general is kind of therapeutic for me.
I would say it's like A tier. I wouldn't say it's S.
We'll go with S tier just because that seems to be the concisest. The next one is serving with your friends, either giving back to the community in some way, whether that's feeding the homeless or giving up your time to help your local church.
I would say S just because when I've always done it, I've always had a great time and I've always been able to meet people, and a lot of people that, you know, I've come to know in the church, I've met because I've served. So I would say S because I always have fun. You have a great time. You work together and you serve together.
I think S tier too. It's a great way for like bonding and also like not with others, but with God too.
What really matters in life. All right, the next one is going on a road trip with friends. This mainly means the time you spend in the car rather than the time you spend out of the car.
I love road trips. I'd say A at least.
I would say
B.
Oof, why?
I don't like to be stuck in like one sitting place for hours.
I could see that. The jams are nice, but since I've been chosen to be the sacrifice to drive a lot, I would say it's a C for me. But if you guys are saying B, I'm down. All right, next one is going rock climbing with friends.
I did that once. It was okay. I would say like C.
I'd say C.
Okay, D tier it is.
No, if you used your freaking golden buzzer, I'm not using golden buzzer, but you can put in C.
All right, so the next one is going to the rodeo with friends, going to see some livestock. Sometimes there's a state fair near there.
That's fun.
I would say B.
I would say A because I think the rodeo, at least when I lived in Reno, was always a blast.
I don't think I ever went to the rodeo.
I'm vibing with either of those responses.
B.
Aren't you from the South?
I'm from the Midwest.
Is Missouri from the Midwest? Midwest?
Midwest.
All right, the second one is making crafts like pottery, jewelry, necklaces, whatever you want to say. Just making a craft. The picture is them painting on pottery.
A.
I'll say C.
I'll say C.
What? Vic and Tati, when we sat there and made our little bead stuff at Kimmy's house, that was therapeutic. And we were talking and getting to know each other and having deep convo. But that was just so fun.
Okay, Crystal, you convinced me to a B because if you're like bonding, I say B.
I was gonna say B. It depends on the crafts and how
Who you're
like-
with, also.
Pottery is fun.
Okay, so pottery will be B. All right, the next one is going roller skating / ice skating.
If it's ice skating, I'm gonna say D. If it's roller skating, I'm gonna say B.
B because I like the jams when you roller skate.
I'm going to use my golden buzzer to put this on S.
Crystal, can you please explain?
Roller skating is so much fun. You're just grooving, you can talk, you can skate with each other. And ice skating is also so fun. It's so festive. You get hot cocoa.
I respect your golden buzzer, Crystal. All right, the next one is going thrifting, going save like bargain hunt, sale shopping with friends. I'm gonna say F.
Yeah, I'm gonna say F.
Oh my gosh, is this gonna be it? Is this our F
F.
moment?
Yes.
You guys, thank God.
Okay, I agree.
All right, the next one is going to play video games with friends.
F.
I'd say B tier because playing Mario Kart's pretty fun.
I would say B.
We'll say 50-50, just depending on the crowd too. C tier, 50-50. All right, the next one is going sledding with friends.
That's fun.
I'm gonna say F because I got my knee destroyed last time.
I'm gonna say C, it's 50-50.
I could do C, that's fine.
I was gonna say D or F.
B or C?
Is everyone cool with a C, 50-50?
Yeah, let's do C.
Okay, the next one is having an all-nighter with friends, whether that's sleeping over, studying all night.
S.
S tier.
Oh, that's fun.
Put in S. That one's really fun because here's the thing. Okay, we did an all-nighter with some kids from the young adult ministry where we had to drive them around town, and honestly, it was a lot of fun.
All right, the next one is having a relaxation day, going to the spa, meditating.
S.
S tier.
Okay, golden buzzer for the spa on S, please.
I like spa days. They're relaxing.
All right, the next one is going to a sporting event with friends, watching basketball, soccer, football, whatever sporting event that is, but going to a game with friends.
C.
D.
A, it's always fun. It's just the environment. Like if you're watching a cool game and everyone's like going crazy, the vibe is just strong.
I'll say C.
The next one we might all have the same answer, but it's going to get sushi with friends.
S.
S.
S tier.
I'll be honest, the last couple times I've gotten sushi, I've gotten huge headaches, but I don't care because sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit.
All right, the next one is going to a theme park. The picture right here is Disneyland, but just going to a theme park with friends.
C.
S.
I'd say A tier.
I would say A.
At least A.
Okay, we're gonna have to go concises here. It's gonna go to A. Okay, here are the next two. The next one is going to a Top Golf, like mini golf, like golfing range, something around there.
I'll say A.
That's too high.
The last couple times we've gone, we've had so much fun.
I say C.
Because you get to play, you get to mingle.
So much is a little bit too much.
I think B.
Vic, you know when we go to Top Golf or a game like that we can't even hit the ball off of the podium.
I hit 93.
It goes into the net.
I hit 93 yards, okay?
Honey, someone listening is probably a golfer and they just spat out their water.
No, it was 93 yards, but then I probably just got lucky because then it went from 93 to 43. But I hit 93, okay? At least one time I
Okay.
did.
I do it for the socialization.
Okay, put in B.
All right, B it is. All right, the last one is doing a skydiving event with friends.
F. I would never do that.
Okay, for me, honestly, I have never done it, but it sounds fun, so I'd say A.
It will always be fun. Nobody goes skydiving and is like, that was horrible. Everyone has fun doing it.
It's gonna be a for sure bonding a moment, so I'll say A.
Okay, so it looks like concisus is A. All right, Tati, you're the only one who didn't golden buzzer, so you'll have the golden buzzer.
This one's hard. I feel like it's ranked pretty well. I'll move the concerts to an A.
All right, guys, so this is our final tier list of the hangouts that we ranked. It's based off our decisions, but I gotta say, we did a really good job. And as you can tell, a lot of them are S ranked, so I think we have a good time.
You guys should let us know if there was any that we ranked that you absolutely disagree with, that we ranked low that should be higher, or something we ranked high that should be lower. Let us know in the comments what your favorite thing to do is with your friends in your community to fellowship and to just enjoy one another's company and gather. We'd love to hear it.
Tell us your golden buzzer moment.
Yeah, tell us what your golden buzzer moment was was. We'd love to hear it.
All right, so at the end of every podcast, our friend Tati, she pulls out some hot takes. So Tati, take it away, Penny.
I feel like we had a lot of hot takes within the episode itself. Okay. Okay, movies shouldn't be longer than 2 hours.
Agreed.
I agree with it. I would be okay with the movie longer than 2 hours if it has like a break.
Look, 3-hour movies, they hit different when you're sleeping through them.
But at the movies, isn't that just a waste of money?
You guys don't pay to take a nap at the movie theater?
I'd prefer a movie to be less than 2 hours. But if it needs to be over 2 hours, it needs to be for a good reason.
I would rather know when I die than how I die.
I would rather know how I die and not when I would die.
I would say not know how, or know how, because if I know how, I'd be like Aurora and never be around that.
Wow, good reference, Juan. Dick, what if it said your death was by like choking on food? Would you eat ever again?
I would eat. I would just. The reason I wouldn't want to know when I would die is because what if it was like, oh, in a year?
Then that's good. So then you can light a fire under your butt and do actually accomplish things that you want to do.
Because I feel like if it told me like, oh, I choked on food, I'd be like, okay, then I probably did it like going out with some good friends or something. Knowing me, it'd probably be because I was laughing while eating. So at least I was happy when I died.
Like, let's say you're like, I want to know when I die. They're like, oh, you'll die in like 40 years, right? You're like, okay, that's a long life. But what if they say you die of natural causes?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If it was super broad.
I prefer, okay, cool, I die of natural causes.
Is it GIF or GIF?
GIF.
GIF.
I think it's a GIF.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I think I might be wrong, but it's also right in my head. Thank you, everyone, for listening into this podcast today. We hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to comment and share this with someone that you want to do one of these hangouts with. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We'll be posting on there a lot more. We're just so thankful for this community, thankful that you are one of us, and we'll catch you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.